All right, Spencer, you wanna take your position at the Dungeon Master table? So for those of you who have never been here before and never listened before, a couple weeks ago we started playing Dungeons & Dragons on this podcast. I've since then learned that there are several podcasts that play Dungeons & Dragons. And that Brian Posehn just launched one where that's all he's going to do.
Right.
And I'm not going to let it stop me.
I don't think you guys are having a terrible time. You guys all seem very nice. Can we give it up for Spencer, who's really wonderful?
Thank you.
And also, can you give it up for yourselves for going to a live show? That's exciting and nice.
That counts as an accomplishment these days. That's the new thing. We were at the San Diego Zoo, and we came up with an idea that I thought was pretty cool, because I heard a baby crying, and you're walking around, you're so used to looking at animals, and you're seeing these signs with animals on them. And then I heard a baby crying, and I couldn't tell where it was coming from. And I was like, that'd be weird if you walked around the corner and there was a cage and it just said baby. There's just a baby in there. And then I realized, baby zoo. Like ingenious, because practically no overhead because we're overpopulated. So, and they're everywhere. But people like them. They like looking at them. Women love them. And the cages are cheap because they can't go anywhere. And then when they get old enough that they're not fun to look at for women, you send them to an idiot zoo, because they haven't learned to do anything, because they've just been babies in a zoo. And guys would love that.
Right. Or
that's when you get the men money, because it's like Three Stooges. You just go through, imagine going through cage after cage of like guys that were raised in captivity with no exposure to any alphabet or math. And they're just like eating bricks. Like guys would be like high-fiving each other. So I people call me crazy, but I know how to save the economy. Baby zoo.
Or if you don't have money for idiot zoo, you get a giant tank of water, and you drop all the babies in the water, and then you flash freeze it. It would look crazy. They'd all be in different positions, with their soft faces.
Jesus.
And then you'd slice it into different sections.
What the fuck?
And you'd ship it off to different places, like
what
New
are you,
York.
Eli Roth? Who are you? What?
And my parents would pay for it.
What?
If I'm Eli Roth.
Jeez, I'm talking about a beautiful baby rolling around in some grass or whatever babies like.
Me too, man. You burn them, you use the fertilizer for a field, right? And you take people on a tour through the field, but you use like baby's breath and stuff, and everyone's like, haha, I get it. All right, I get it. Or hats.
Aaron Anastasia McGathy. How dare you? Baby zoo. Look it up. Zoo. Don't look it up. There won't be anything.
No, there may be something, and you might get in a lot of trouble for it, so don't look up anything.
There was another thing I thought I wanted to talk about.
You also had Puppy Zoo and Cootie.
Puppy Zoo. There's always that moment in the zoo where you any zoo you go to, you're looking at a Bengal tiger or a marmoset or a tapir, and then there's like a raccoon. And you can't figure out whether you're supposed to feel bad for it or good for it. Like, as I remember taking a pee at the San Diego Zoo, and there was a spider on top of the urinal, and I came out and I said, "Hey, Aaron, there was a spider on the urinal," and I bet he was trying to say to me like, "Hey, how do I get in on this?" And Aaron laughed, but ironically, and said, "That is such a dad joke." Not to throw her under the bus, but just saying, maybe there should be a bad girlfriend zoo. Unsupportive.
That raccoon is right after the polar bear exhibit. So there's this beautiful thing called the polar bear plunge, and you're seeing them underwater and like on the ice, and they're tearing apart things, and they're talking, they're having meetings in front of you. It's amazing. And then there's a raccoon right next to it, and you can't see him. He's hiding. Of course he's hiding.
He's like, I could be right outside the cage, and I would do nothing different. Fuck you guys. I'm cool hand Luking this. I will be inside if you need me.
Have you, speaking of like people zoos, I'm sorry, Spencer, have you ever worked at a haunted house?
Oh, are you talking to me? I thought you said, "I'm sorry, Spencer. Have you ever worked at a haunted house?" I thought you were insulting him. I'm sorry, Spencer, but
you just look like you're really creepy.
I'm sorry, Spencer, but shouldn't you be being paid to scare people right now for the March of Dimes?
Has anyone ever volunteered or worked at a haunted house here? Clap your hands. Yeah. It's kind of like being at a zoo. You sit in one little station, and all day long you do one thing, like jump out of a coffin or be afraid by a hanger or...
Yeah, afraid by a hanger. I would say that's the Mommy Dearest exhibit, but there's no 40-year-olds here that would laugh at it. God damn it. Stop being Smurf lazy and Smurf brush your teeth. I just keep seeing that. Sorry, I got my little file.